Have you ever wondered why so many people turn to Psalm 91 in life's darkest moments? Have you noticed how it arises almost instinctively when fear knocks at the door, when danger lurks silently, or when the soul feels lost, vulnerable, and unprotected? Does this psalm truly have a hidden power, or is it just a tradition repeated without full awareness of what it truly invokes? Now think. Why is it precisely Psalm 91 that appears engraved on folded papers inside wallets, taped to the back of doors, or whispered in hospital corridors? What secret does this psalm hold? Who taught us to trust its words so much? Was it a devout grandmother, a desperate father, or was it life itself that showed you that certain words, when spoken with faith, open invisible portals? Some say that Psalm 91 is spiritual armor, but what does that really mean? Could it be that when you recite these words, you are enveloped in an energy capable of warding off what the eyes cannot see but the heart feels? Could this prayer activate an invisible shield that repels evil, dissolves heavy energies, and silences dark voices that try to influence your mind? Have you ever felt an inexplicable peace while praying it? Have you ever felt as if something protected you, even when all seemed lost? What if I told you that there are people who pray Psalm 91 before bed and never had nightmares again? That others play the audio of the prayer and notice the atmosphere around them change, as if a welcoming presence were approaching? Is this merely a suggestion of the mind, or is it a sign of greater forces at work? And why this one, among so many other psalms? Why is Psalm 91 called the shield of the soul? Is it because it mentions invisible plagues, snares of death, hidden attacks, and yet speaks of deliverance, of shelter under powerful wings, of angels sent with orders to guard you in all your ways? What kind of language is this, so symbolic, so direct, so mysterious? Now stop and think. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt something watching you, something weighing down your shoulders, draining your strength, and then, without really knowing why, you opened the Bible to Psalm 91, and in that instant, even without understanding everything that was written, you felt a relief, a presence, coincidence? What if it's not a coincidence? What if there is, in fact, a spiritual frequency activated by these words? What if Psalm 91 is a kind of spiritual password, a vibrational code that releases divine protection and sends alerts to the unseen world that you are guarded by something much greater than you can imagine? Have you noticed that the psalm begins with the phrase, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High"? But what would this hiding place be? A physical place? A state of mind? A refuge of the soul? And more. How does one inhabit this place? Is it enough to pray? Or do you have to feel? Do you have to trust? Do you have to surrender something? And why does the text mention terrors by night, the arrow that flies by day, the destruction that destroys at noonday? What forces are these? What kind of spiritual dangers is it referring to? Are we unwittingly exposed to these attacks every day? Could it be that part of our fatigue, our fear, our deep sadness comes from these invisible influences that Psalm 91 seeks to neutralize? Have you ever woken in the middle of the night feeling a strange weight? Have you ever felt like there was something there, in the room with you? What if, in those moments, all it took was reciting this psalm with a clear heart and a firm voice for everything to change? Would you do it? Have you ever wondered if Psalm 91 can be prayed aloud to protect your home, your work, your family? And furthermore, should it be prayed once or repeated like a mantra? Is there a stronger time for your prayer to work? Is there anything we should avoid doing before or after praying it? These are questions few people ask, but they make all the difference. And what's more, why do some people claim that after praying Psalm 91, they began having revelatory dreams? Did the prayer awaken something? Was a portal opened? Or did the angels mentioned in the text truly come to manifest themselves and warn, Have you ever considered that perhaps there are sacred codes hidden between the lines of this psalm? What if each verse represented a different part of your energetic protection? What if by saying 1,000 shall fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you, you are sealing your spiritual immunity against attacks you can't even perceive? Could it be that when you recite this psalm, you communicate something to the spiritual world, as if to say, I am aware, I know there are dangers, but I also know there is protection? Is this act, this faith, this declaration of trust enough to move celestial forces in your favor? Now tell me, have you been doing this often? Or have you forgotten to seek this protection? Have you been relying solely on your human strength while invisible struggles rage around you? Before continuing, leave a comment if you've had any spiritual experiences with this psalm. Share it with us. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. This is crucial so we can continue exploring together the mysteries, signs, and hidden truths about spirituality and the energies that surround us. Let's now move on to the second part, where we'll explore the deeper meaning of each passage of Psalm 91 and how it connects with the invisible forces at work in your life. When you begin to understand what lies behind each word of Psalm 91, something changes within you. It's not just a pretty prayer, nor a simple recitation. It's a spiritual code, a wake-up call. And when you truly feel what you're saying, something moves, something transforms. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. But what does it mean to dwell in this hiding place? It's not just attending a temple, a church, or a sacred space. It's a state of mind. It's when your soul takes refuge in supreme trust, when you stop being guided by fear and begin walking guided by faith. Being in the shadow of the Almighty is more than protection, it's alignment. It's as if you've tuned your energy to such a high frequency that everything that vibrates below that doesn't affect you. But how can we do this every day? How can we maintain this attunement if the rush of life drags us down? Does praying this psalm daily help us remember who we truly are inside? I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. This phrase is a decree, an affirmation of power. When you utter it, you're telling the universe and the unseen world that you trust in something greater than chaos, that no matter what comes against you, there is a more powerful force at your side. And this position alone begins to ward off negative vibrations, ill-intentioned people, and even destructive thoughts. For He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. What are these snares? What spiritual traps are you falling into without realizing it? Envy, gossip, emotional manipulation, judgments. They are invisible snares. And the deadly pestilence? Are they just physical illnesses? Or are they also illnesses of the soul? Anguish, exhaustion, insomnia, spiritual oppression, fatigue that seems unabated even with rest. Perhaps what you've been feeling lately isn't just physical. Perhaps they're reflections of subtle spiritual attacks. And perhaps Psalm 91 is trying to show you that there is a way out, but you need to open your spiritual eyes to see it. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. This isn't just poetry, it's a profound symbol. Wings represent shelter, protection, and divine strength. When you feel helpless, insecure, vulnerable, this image reminds you that you are never alone, that there is something greater that surrounds you, that covers you, that protects you. But have you accessed this protection? Your truth will be your shield and buckler. The truth here is not the truth of the world, but the spiritual truth, that which no one can take from you, that which remains when everything else falls apart. It is this truth that protects you, that repels the energetic lies that try to contaminate you. Have you noticed how certain words have the power to cut through the darkness, to dispel fear? Perhaps this is the spiritual function of true prayer. You shall not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day. This part is one of the most mysterious. What could the terror of the night be? Nightmares? sudden insomnia, a feeling of a strange presence while you sleep, and the arrow that flies by day are malicious words, negative thoughts that strike you, envious looks, cruel comments, energies sent against you without you even opening your mouth. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. Have you ever felt like the only one at peace while everything around you seemed in ruins? Have you ever noticed how, at certain moments, it seems like something has spared you from an accident, a fight, an emotional disaster? This phrase is a spiritual shield, a decree of immunity from collective chaos. Only with your eyes will you behold and see the reward of the wicked. Is this a way of saying that those who sow evil reap what they sow, and that by staying connected to the divine, you become untouchable by the consequences of others' wrong choices? Because you have made the Lord your refuge, and the Most High your dwelling, no evil shall befall you, neither shall any plague come near your tent. This part is like a key, a reminder that everything depends on your connection. When you decide to live in this frequency of faith and light, it's as if you've built an invisible wall around you. But have you been doing this consistently, or have you let this protection fall through spiritual neglect? For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Here is one of the best known and most powerful passages. When you pray this psalm, you are activating the presence of angels around you. But do you truly believe this? Do you feel this presence? Or do you still doubt that there are spiritual eyes watching you with care, ready to act? They will bear you up in their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone. This means that even when you are about to fall, there will be help. There will be an outstretched hand, an unexpected help, a deliverance that you will only understand after you pass through. You will tread upon the lion and the tombstone, the young lion and the serpent you will trample underfoot. Is this a symbol of dominion over negative forces, of the power that faith gives us to overcome addictions, temptations, and spiritual attacks? To walk firmly even in the midst of life's jungle. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. Here the psalm reminds us that sincere love for God is a direct bridge to deliverance, that recognizing this sacred name is more than praying, it is honoring, trusting, and obeying. And then it concludes with promises. He will call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Do you realize how this psalm is more than just words? It's a journey, complete spiritual protection, a guide, armor. But have you been wearing this armor? Or are you walking around unprotected, absorbing energies from everywhere without even realizing it? Leave a comment now if you've ever felt anything different while praying this psalm. Share your experience, and if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take advantage and subscribe now. This helps keep this current of light alive, strong, and active. Perhaps after hearing all this, something inside you began to stir. Maybe it was a shiver, a forgotten memory, or that feeling that you've been through something similar. Have you ever felt like you were protected by something you couldn't see? Have you ever felt as if an invisible force had kept you from an accident, a mistake, a wrong person? Have you ever been delivered and not even realized it? Because Psalm 91 isn't just a prayer for moments of fear. It's a summons. It's as if heaven itself surrounds you when you truly believe in every word you're saying. But there's a very important detail that almost no one talks about. It's not enough to just recite mechanically. You need intention. You need spiritual awareness. Have you ever noticed that some people pray, and still their lives don't change? It seems like evil keeps knocking on the door, that the anguish doesn't go away, that the same negative cycles repeat themselves. And do you know why? Because prayer without presence, without surrender, is just sound. What activates spiritual protection isn't the sound of your voice, it's the vibration of your soul. So I ask you, how have you been praying? Have you felt the words echo within you? Have you been visualizing the light covering you, the angels surrounding you, the dangers receding? Because when this happens, it's real, it's not symbolic, it's spiritual, and everything begins to change. How many times have you felt suffocated by an invisible presence during the night? Have you woken up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason, with your heart racing? Have you had nightmares so intense that you woke up exhausted? Perhaps your soul is asking for help. Perhaps your spirit is being attacked by forces you can't see but feel. And Psalm 91 can be your most direct defense against this, and it's no coincidence that many people report deep peace, restorative sleep, and a feeling of welcome after praying this psalm with true faith. It's as if the environment changes, as if the shadows recede, as if a blanket of light spreads throughout the room, throughout the house, throughout the entire body. Have you ever experienced this? The spiritual world is real, and it's happening all the time, even when our eyes can't see it. And the more you connect with the dimension of light, the more negative portals close. Psalm 91 is like a key that locks the door of heavy energies and opens a window to the presence of the divine. But I need to ask you, how many times have you stopped praying because you were tired, because you were in a hurry, because you thought it wouldn't make a difference? Know that every time you choose to trust, even without seeing, even without understanding, you take a step toward protection, a step that can save your day, your life, health, your soul. And the most important question, if you knew that your spiritual life depends on your attitude today, would you start praying with more truth, with more intention, with more faith? So if this video touched you in any way, if you've experienced or are experiencing something similar to what we've discussed here, comment now. I trust in divine protection. This comment is more than a sentence. It's a spiritual affirmation. It's a chain we're forming together. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, click here to subscribe. This helps us continue bringing you content like this, revealing the mysteries and truths so many hide, but that your soul misses. Turn on the bell so you don't miss the next videos as we delve deeper and deeper into this spiritual journey.